What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here in the World of Juice channel. Welcome back to the NBA 2K21 MyLeague expansion rebuild series here on the channel with your Cincinnati Royals. Now, in the last episode, I mentioned at the end of it that I was going to speed up the first season so that we could get to what really matters, which is the offseason, and then into the next season, which will go a little bit slower, play a little bit more games, and go a little bit more in depth, just so that we can get the rookies in here and get what the team really should be looking like, get a little bit of a mold for what the team should be looking like for the future. So that's what I did. I simulated to the final game of the regular season against the Washington Wizards, I'm pretty sure. And that's what we're going to be starting with today. We will simulate that game, go into the offseason, simulate the playoffs. We won't be in the playoffs because we're a pretty bad team. I traded everybody that had a big contract: Andre Iguodala, Gary Harris. I traded Jeff Teague. I traded a bunch of guys that had pretty decent-sized contracts. So we got like over $50+ million of salary cap space for free agency and for the draft. And right now we are projected to have the 4th and 6th pick in the NBA draft this year so far. But that's before the draft lottery. So we're going to have 2 guaranteed, well, I don't know about guaranteed, but 2 potential lottery picks in this first round draft. So hopefully that'll help us build this team for the future. I think that's everything that I needed to go over before we get into the video. Make sure to smash that like button. As always, hit the notification bell and the subscription button as well. Join the Juice Club, and let's get into this video. All right, so here we are, May 28th, 2021, against the Washington Wizards. We are 31-50 as of right now. Like I mentioned in the opening, we have 2 first-round picks that are projected to be like the 6th and the 4th and the 6th pick right now. Very good. Here's a look at the roster. Michael Porter Jr. is up to an 84. Christian Wood, 81. RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett actually has 4-star value, trade value. So I thought about trading him. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do with him yet. Everybody else is looking good. We added a couple new faces: DJ Wilson, Kendrick Williams, Cody Martin, Vincent Poirier. Some of those guys are new. Patrick McCaw from some of the trades that I did to dump some of the big expensive contracts for some of the cheaper contracts. Carmelo Anthony is here. I may bring Carmelo Anthony back just because he was on such a dominant streak before he hurt his back and got a spinal injury. So I may bring him back just because Duncan Robinson's coming back from a bruised tailbone. But we've got our future right here. Michael Porter Jr., Christian Wood, and RJ Hampton are our future, along with Bol Bol. He could be a part of that. So it's all coming together right now. Let's simulate. Actually, let's show you guys. I should show you guys the stats, not the league leaders. Show you guys the stats for our team. Michael Porter Jr. finishes the season. Well, we still got 1 game to go, but 22 points, 7 rebounds, excuse me, and about an assist a game, I guess. Carmelo Anthony ended up hurting his injury. He got injured in like the 2nd month of the season. He still averaged 14 points a game, 5 rebounds. Christian Wood, 12 points, 7 rebounds. RJ Barrett, 12 points. Duncan Robinson, 11. Dwight Howard had 6 and 9. RJ Hampton, 6 points. If you guys want to pause it at any time and see at the stats, look at the stats, then you definitely can. But nobody else really did well. Some of these guys didn't score for us at all. But yeah, let's simulate this final game of the season. We do win the final game of the regular season, so we go 32 wins or something like that. LaMelo Ball wins Rookie of the Year. Why didn't it start me at MVP? Okay, here we go. Luka Doncic wins MVP. 35-point MVP. 11 rebounds, 8 assists. Luka Doncic is a dog, man. LaMelo Ball with 14 points in his rookie year. Spencer Dinwiddie wins 6th Man of the Year. Giannis wins Defensive Player of the Year with 15 rebounds. Oh, that's crazy. And Michael Porter wins Most Improved. Michael Porter Jr. averaging 22.7 rebounds and about an assist a game, wins Most Improved Player. That's fantastic. You love to see it, that we finally get somebody winning an award our first year. Steve Nash in the Nets win 59 games, and he wins Coach of the Year. And then Christopher Bell wins the Executive of the Year with 46 wins for some team. I don't know who that is, but that is your awards. All NBA teams, the usual suspects on the first team. Second team, people you would expect to see. Third team, everybody you would expect to see. Maybe Sabonis you wouldn't expect to see on third team, but hey, good on him. All defensive team, yep. All second team defensive, pretty good. Rookie of the all rookie first team, everybody that you would expect to see. Yeah. And that's it. So everybody, it's who you'd expect. And now we get to simulate the entire playoffs. Let's see who wins. The Cavs upset the Nets, and your LA Clippers are the NBA champions. Paul George gets a Finals MVP. They upset the 76ers. It was 2 6 seeds going at it. Memphis lost in the conference championship. The Nets lost in the first round. The Raptors move on to the second round, but they lose to the Sixers. Warriors fall to the Clippers, the NBA champions. The Lakers make it to the second round, but they fall to the Grizzlies. So it's a weird playoff, but Luka falls to the Pelicans in 7. That's crazy. And Paul George wins the MVP, or wins the postseason MVP, the Finals MVP. So let's check out player retirements. Udonis Haslem, that sucks. I love it. He's my favorite Miami Heat player of all time. He sucks to see him go, but he's out of here. I'm not going to bring him back. And now the draft lottery, the thing everybody wants to see. We have the 4th and the 5th pick currently. So we have an 11.3% chance and 11.2% chance to get the number 1 pick. So the Wizards have the highest chance at 13.9, but they don't have a guaranteed 15% chance to win. So we have a chance here. Let's go to the next pick. The Dealers are up first at 16, and they do end up getting the pick, the 16th pick. Then the Jazz gets the Jazz's pick. So the Jazz are still sitting at 15. And then we go to 14. The Magic have the best chance to get this pick. They do get that pick. All right, good on the Magic. Sucks for them, though. The Charlotte, they get the 13th pick. They do get the 13th pick in the draft. The 12th pick, who's got those odds? The Rockets have those odds. And they stay the same. So they sit at the 12th pick. Next up is the Thunder with a 3.4 chance to get the number 1 pick. They stay at the 11th pick. All right. So the 10th pick is the Spurs, 3.5% chance to get the number 1 pick in the draft. They stay at the 10th pick. Nobody has moved yet, which is a little bit scary, but it could be a good thing too. The Warriors, 3.5% chance to get the number 1 pick. They stay at number 9. Nobody's moved up yet. We've got the Knicks at the 8th pick with a 5.9% chance to get the first pick. They stay the same. Top 7, the Pacers with a 6% chance. And we fall to 7. Okay, so we drop back to 7 with our Oklahoma City Thunder pick. So the Nuggets and the Pacers have a top 4 pick. Here we are, 11.3% chance to get the first pick overall. We are sitting at 6. And we move up. We move up in the draft. We move up. So that means, that means we are moving up to at least a top 3 pick, I think. The Wizards stay at 5. So we currently have the 7th pick and then a top 3 pick. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. The 4th overall pick, the Kings stay at the 4th pick. Now here's where it gets interesting. And then there were 3. Are we going to get the 3rd pick? Or are we going to get the 2nd pick or the 1st pick? We get the top 2. We have top 2 potential right here. Oh, baby. We have top 2 potential. Who's going to get it? We have 11.3% odds to get the first pick. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We get the 2nd pick overall. All right, so we don't move up. All right, that's okay. We don't move up to the number 1 pick. The Pacers... Do they get the number 1 pick? The Pacers get the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. We get the 2nd pick, but we moved from potentially the 6th pick all the way up to the 2nd pick. So that's fair play. I'll take it. So we have the 2nd pick in the draft, the 7th pick in the draft, and I think that's about it for the first round. Yeah, it is. So that's a very solid draft lottery. I'm fine with that. Assistants and coaches, I don't think we need any coaches. Mississippi Sherman is a fine coach. Let's view candidates. Mark D'Antoni is already going to be the assistant coach for the Nets. We could just get Michael Stauffer, but I mean, that's no fun. Greg Popovich. Do we try and sign Greg Popovich? I don't know what we should do. We don't really have a lot of money to spend, so I think we should just stick with who we have. Mississippi Sherman's a fine coach. Let's see if we can get Christopher Murray. Simulate, sign him. Boom, we got Christopher Murray as our CFO. That's perfect. And now it's time for the NBA draft. The 2nd pick in the draft. Here we go. The Indiana Pacers are on the clock, and they take Seth Nixon out of LSU with the 1st pick in the draft. 6'6", 210, Seth Nixon, shooting guard. And now we are up. Choose a prospect. Who do we take? So the consensus number 1 pick, Thiago Pessoa from Brazil, is still here. We don't have a lot scouted on him, but we could... I did check the mock draft. No, I don't want to draft him yet. The mock drafts, and it had us taking Evan Park out of LSU, Seth Nixon's teammate, who is a very good rebounder. He's got some badges. He's already got gold post lockdown. His ceiling is Hall of Fame. His weaknesses, he won't be someone that you can count on to strip the ball on defense. That's fine. Could be a decent player in the league today. Should improve. Looks pretty smooth, generally speaking. Agility is solid. Is a defensive presence in the post. Solid throughout. He's got ceiling as Hall of Fame. Good inside score. Good mid-range scorer. Can possibly shoot the 3 if we need him to. We could probably work on that. A+ rebounding. Good potential. Good athleticism. Evan Park is definitely an option. But then we got Dean Mayo, who is also here. Good inside scorer. Good 3-point scorer. Deadly scorer, deadly shooter. He's also, we don't know enough about him. And then Maurice Lyles, the 6'10 shooting guard that I've been scouting and been probably wanting to draft from the beginning. He scored 32 points per game. He averaged 32 in college at UCLA. He's a deadly inside scorer, deadly mid-range scorer, deadly 3-point shooter. I think that Maurice Lyles is the option. There are some decent players here to get later at pick 7, but I think we can't pass. I don't think we can pass up on Maurice Lyles. He's here. He's 6'10 shooting guard. You cannot pass up on a generational talent like that. We draft Maurice Lyles with the 2nd pick in the NBA draft. He has really learned to use his incredibly long 7'7 wingspan to his advantage. Plays the passing lanes well, almost never gets his shot blocked. I really like this pick. So the Nuggets with the 3rd pick in the draft take Nate Bowman out of Ohio State, 6'9 small forward. All right. He was he blocked 4.7 shot blocks per game. That's crazy. So the Sacramento Kings with the 4th pick, they take a trade. Okay. Whoa. So that means the Pacers trade up to get the 4th pick. They trade all NBA 3rd team, Domantas Sabonis and Justin Holiday, for the 4th pick in the draft. Who do the Pacers take? They already had the number 1 pick. They take Willie Isley out of USC. The Pacers are dominating this draft right now. That's crazy. So they got Seth Nixon and Willie Isley. And then the consensus number 1 pick, Thiago Pessoa out of Brazil, goes to the Wizards. That is a very impressive pick. And the Pistons at number 6 take Dean Mayo out of North Carolina, small forward, 6'8". He's going to be a very good player in the future. And now we are up. So who are we going to take? Luther Bridges is here. So is Evan Park. Evan Park is still here. I think we take Evan Park, but also Nico Papalokis is here, who could be a very Studley point guard for us in the future, but he is a draft-in stash. That could be a little bit of a concerning thing. He's got John Stockton potential, so we might not need to bring him in. It might be a bad look to bring him in. Luther Bridges could be a nice pick. He's 6'10", 300 pounds. He's got one of those wide ranges. He's got all NBA ceiling or out of the league floors. So he's going to be a very interesting player to watch, but I don't think I'm going to take him. I think that our smartest pick is to take Evan Park out of LSU, Seth Nixon's teammate. I think that it's got to be him. He's got some finishing badges. He's got some rebounding badges. He looks the best. He's got a Hall of Fame ceiling. Good rebounding at A+. I think we take Evan Park with the 7th pick out of LSU. He's going to be our future, along with Maurice Lyles and Michael Porter Jr., having just turned 35, I don't expect Dwight Howard to play any more years. Yeah, he's not going to be playing many more years. So the Knicks take Brandon McLeod. The Warriors take Francis Williamson. Another trade. The Spurs trade. Oh! The Spurs trade the 10th overall pick for Dean Mayo. So this is kind of like a Luka Doncic, Trae Young kind of trade here. Dean Mayo headed to the Spurs. Who's the Pistons going to take with the 10th pick? Luther Bridges out of high school, 6'10", 300 pounds. They must have liked him better than Dean Mayo. The Thunder are going to take Kenneth Simmons out of Colorado. Bradford Morrison, 7'3" center out of Texas, headed to the Rockets. And then the Charlotte Hornets take Arthur Hill out of Texas. All right, interesting. Nico Papalokis out of Greece. He's going to be a draft and stash player for the Magic, but he goes. Daryl Gibson out of Oklahoma State headed to the Jazz. And the Las Vegas Dealers take Adam Cartwright, 6'4" shooting guard out of Connecticut. All right. I don't think we need to trade up anymore. I don't think there's anything else we need to do except for simulate to the next pick. I don't know if we can simulate to the next pick. We might have to skip through. Theodore Townsend goes. Deion Sampson goes. Who else goes? The Trailblazers trade their pick. All right, who are they trading to? They're trading the Kings for Harrison Barnes. Interesting. They wanted Judd Early, the Kings did. All right, okay. Interesting. Tim White headed to the Bucks to team with Giannis, unless he doesn't go back there. Shane Holmes out of Boise State to the 76ers. The Pelicans take Nando Di Stefano out of Italy. All right. Lynn Spencer to the Hawks out of Loyola. The Phoenix Suns take Julian Young out of USC. The Lakers take Ben Young from BYU. Okay, teaming with LeBron and AD if they stay. Desmond Patterson goes to the Warriors. The Celtics are going to take Ian Early out of Missouri State. Al McGuire headed to the Grizzlies. The Knicks, Sheldon Ellis Jr., point guard from California. And now the Raptors, Clay McDaniel, center, Kansas State. The Nets take Trace Milton from Canada. The Clippers take Ryan Barber from Kansas. And now we're into the second round. The first pick of the second round is held by the Pelicans. They take Mitch McCoy out of Mississippi State, 6'11". That's pretty good. Arnold Kramer out of Germany, a point guard. Okay, I never heard of this guy, but he may be good. Who knows? Chester Patton out of Bradley University. Ricky McDaniels out of Providence. We should be coming up here. J.C. Marion out of Rutgers goes to the Rockets. The Warriors take Corey Early, out of Portland. Denelson Viana out of Brazil, a small forward, headed to the Nets. Christopher Cisse from France to the 76ers. And then we got Billy Cannon to the Rockets. We've got Earl Solomon to the Spurs. Maybe the next Tim Duncan, who knows? The Warriors take Charlie Longley. The Pelicans take Pavlo Markov from Ukraine. Thomas Benjamin to the Magic. Vic Cheeks. Okay, Vic Cheeks was on my board. I probably wanted to take him out of San Francisco. Point guard. He goes to the Knicks. The Hawks take Sylvester Sessions. We should be coming up here pretty soon. I know we have a second-round pick, don't we? I'm pretty sure we have a second-round pick. Do we not have a second-round? We don't. Oh, I traded my second-round pick. Okay, that makes some sense. So, who's left? Can I see who's left? All these guys have been drafted. We saw Bradford Morrison go. All these guys have gone. Yeah, all these guys have gone. Cody Cook hasn't gone yet. That's interesting. But we don't have a pick left, so I don't think there's any reason to even watch this. I was only watching it because I thought I had a pick left. Not the draft board. Let's go to sim to the end of the draft. We don't need to watch anymore. I hope that our two picks work out. So Seth Nixon ends up being an 84 overall. Maurice Lyles, 83. Nate Bowman, 84. Willie Isley, 84. Tiago Pessoa, 83. Dean Mayo, 83, but he's on the Spurs now. Evan Park, 81. Brandon McLeod, 79. Luther Bridges ends up being an 83. Anybody else of note? Papalokis is an 81, but he's a draft and stash, remember. Anybody down here? Di Stefano's a 78. Nobody else in the first round that makes any noise. Anybody in the second round that's pretty decent? Keith Murphy for the Pelicans is a pretty decent player. Deion Sampson for the Bulls and Theodore Townsend, both pretty decent players. Papalokis got drafted twice? Did I mess up? Did Papalokis get drafted twice? Oh, no, I accidentally... Oh, never mind. I went to the first round on accident. Nobody else really of note. The best player was... where's the dude go? Where'd he go? Chester Patton, Mitch McCoy. There's some decent players in the second round, but our two picks, Maurice Lyles and Evan Park, are going to be very useful for us. I mean, maybe if they don't value Dean Mayo that much, maybe we could end up getting Dean Mayo. Who knows? I'll put an offer in, see what they want for Dean Mayo. Who knows if they'll trade him to me. We're going to bring back Michael Porter. I'm going to deny these two, and I'm going to accept RJ Barrett's contract. I know I don't want to do it, but we got to bring him back because he's got some tremendous trade value. So free agency is upon us now. Welcome to the moratorium. Giannis is here. LeBron is here. Anthony Davis is here. All the guys that you would expect are here. It's just a matter of, do we take them? It's just a matter of who do we spend the money on. We have $32 million in cap room. That's enough to offer one guy's contract. Yeah, well, we can offer one max contract to anybody here. Let's take a quick look at the roster. We have Michael Porter Jr., we have Maurice Lyles, and Christian Wood. We've got a nice young team here. Christian Wood being the oldest guy. So we need a point guard. We need a point guard to get. We have RJ Hampton as our current point guard. We need a backup power forward. We have center. Center's good. Shooting guard's fine. Small forward, Maurice Lyles can play small forward, but we possibly may need to get another small forward just in case. We're going to need... So point guard and power forward are some big needs in free agency. So point guard and power forward. Julius Randle has no offers. Carmelo Anthony was down there. I said that I'd like to bring him back in, but he's got $10 million. That's a lot for Carmelo Anthony. Plus he got hurt. So, point guard situation is as follows. Kyle Lowry, Spencer Dinwiddie, Lou Williams, Derrick Rose, Schroeder, Lonzo's restricted, Markel's restricted. What do we do here? I think what we do is we go for a power forward. Or maybe we sign a center and move him to power forward. That could be an option. Maybe we get a guy like Jared Allen. Although he's restricted. So that might not be the move. This isn't the greatest free agent class, so I don't want to just throw my money at somebody that I don't really want. Julius Randle might be a nice backup player for us. Negotiate a contract, 3 years at $14 million. I'll offer him a contract. We'll see what happens. Point guards. Do we go for Spencer Dinwiddie to be our starting point guard? Or maybe Dennis Schroeder to be our starting point guard. Devontae Graham is restricted, so we're not going to be able to get anybody that's restricted. They're just going to match those contracts. Derrick Rose would be a decent guy to get as a point guard. How about guys down here just to fill out some depth? Maybe another point or another power forward like a Carmelo Anthony that we could just trim down some of this contract a little bit. He doesn't have to sign here, but we'll give him a 2-year and trim it down to about $10 million even. That shouldn't be too bad. I mean, it is Carmelo Anthony. Oh, he declined that. Interesting. So Julius Randle and Derrick Rose agree, but we have to renounce the rights on these guys. I'll renounce the rights on you. I don't want to renounce the rights on Carmelo, though. And I will not match Poirier, but I'll match DJ Wilson. I think DJ Wilson's a decent player, so I'll match him. Let's bring those guys in. And all right, so Paul George makes it out of the moratorium period. So we have now Julius Randle, Derrick Rose added. DJ Wilson's here again. So Rose and Hampton, Lyles, RJ and Duncan, Porter and Nwore, Christian Wood, Julius Randle, Evan Park and Bol Bol. I like this squad a lot. I would rather have a different small forward. So if there's a small forward here, maybe for a cheap amount of dollars that we could possibly bring in. Kelly Oubre. He is very handsome. Anybody better than Jordan Nwora that we could bring in? Glenn Robinson. He's got an offer. He doesn't seem to be costing that much. And he can hit a few threes. He's good at the mid-range. Glenn Robinson might be an option. I would like to bring in Kelly Oubre, but he's got the Warriors are offering too much money. I'm not going to be able to beat that, so we're not even going to focus on him. But what's the offer for Glenn? 2 years, $8 million. That's not bad. I'll bump it up to about 2 years, $5 million. Does that give us? Oh, Spurs get Giannis. The Knicks get LeBron and AD. The Knicks go out and spend all their money on LeBron and Anthony Davis. So they bring the Lakers to the Knicks, basically, is what happened there. That's pretty cool. Let's see if we get Glenn Robinson. We do end up getting Glenn Robinson. He signs with us instead of the Miami Heat. So now we're looking very good. I can probably just send him back down to the G League because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-man team, a 13-man team with Nwora. I like this team a lot. This team is much better than last year's team. I'm loving it. There is one more thing that I want to try and do, and that is see if we can get Dean Mayo to come to this team. They didn't value him that much. No offers for Dean Mayo for Trade Finder, but I mean they didn't value him that much. they traded him during the draft, So they traded for him during the draft. So Dean Mayo's got some tremendous value. What about if I give you R.J. Barrett? Straight up, you're asking me to give away a valuable asset. All right, I have some picks that I can give you. I have a 2024 protection backup pick. No, I have a Raptors first round pick. I also have a 2024 first round pick. No, you don't want that. I have Jordan Nwora. You want him too? You're asking me to give you way too much, or give up way too much. What about if I give you... What about if I give you Glenn Robinson? You want Glenn Robinson too? That's not happening. All right. What about if I give you DJ Wilson as well? I'm just stacking up the assets right now. Why don't you want to take it? You won't give me Dean Mayo. We're probably not going to get Dean Mayo. What about... There was one other guy that I was looking at in the draft. Let's see if I can find him here. He probably won't be available to trade, but if I can find him, he shouldn't be too far down the roster. I just got to remember what team took him. I can't believe the Knicks got LeBron and Anthony Davis. That's going to be a scary team. Why do the Lakers only have 3 players? That's not good for the Lakers. They're going to be a bad team. Willie Isley, was it him? It was either Willie Isley. They got Willie Isley and Seth Nixon. The Pacers won that draft. The Pacers won that draft. I think it was Luther Bridges is who I was looking at. But let's see. No offers for him. No offer for Seth Nixon. And no... Ooh! They're willing to trade Luther Bridges. They are willing to trade Luther Bridges. Do we bring in Luther Bridges? Is this the move that sends us over the top? He's a 300-pound player. RJ for Luther. I'll throw in Jordan Nwora. That'll give you the deal. No, they need to give me a player back. Give me Drew Eubanks. They're asking me to give away a valuable asset. You know what? Screw it. We don't need it. We have a good team here. I don't need anybody else. Everybody else is going to cost too much. So let's go to player progression, simulate the rest of free agency, and see how everybody's progressed. Michael Porter's up 2 to 83. Maurice Lyles is 83. RJ's up 6 to 81. Evan Park stays at 81. Nobody really grew. Oh, there's people down here that grew a little bit. D Rose drops to a 79. That's all right. We can go to training camps next and hopefully send our 2 big boys to whatchamacallit. Let's create a draft class. I'll create this draft class and we will get it going. You know what? Load and download. Is there a good draft class on the thing user created? Is there a good draft class here? Fictional superstars. That could be a good one. I don't know. I'll pick a draft class, and then I will see you guys at potential. All right, we have 1 untapped potential, and I think I'm going to give it to... Who do we give it to? These guys all have A+, A+. I think we give it to... I think we give it to Evan Park. Do we give it to RJ? We might give it to RJ, actually. He's got an A+ untapped potential now. That might help him out for next season. Who knows? He may end up being a good player for us. And now we can skip to the next season. It's over. The offseason is officially over. This is what the team is looking like for year number 2. Maurice Lyles and Evan Park are 2 rookies. Hopefully they are beasts in this series. The team's looking good. The team is looking good. I'm happy with the way that this team looks. I'm going to sign Nwora to the G League. We've somehow got Jerry and Grant. All right. That's fine. I'll keep Jerry and Grant. But let's go to the game plan, and let's look at the roster. So we're going to sit with a 12-man rotation. That's perfectly fine for the start of this. It's just a matter of who gets playing time. So I want Maurice Lyles to get a lot of playing time, so we'll take a little bit of minutes away from D. Rose. We'll give some to both of these guys. Give some to Michael Porter as well. So D. Rose will play a little bit. Randall will play a little bit. RJ's getting some good minutes. Christian Wood, Duncan, Bull, I'll drop you down to 10 minutes. RJ to 10 minutes. Glenn gets dropped down. Grant gets dropped down. We've got... We don't need another point guard, so DJ can get a couple of minutes. About 4 minutes maybe. I'll move RJ up to the 9 spot. Who's our 6-man? It's RJ? We got 2 RJs. That's fine, I guess. We'll give RJ another minute here. We'll give Christian Wood a couple more minutes. Duncan gets a couple more minutes. RJ Hampton gets a couple more minutes. Bull and Glenn both get some minutes. So that's how our roster is going to look, or our rotation is going to look. We need to look for a point guard next season and a power forward next season. And then after that, we can just fill out the roster with some bench players. So we're going to have to target point guard and power forward in the draft. Hopefully there's some draft players. I haven't even looked at the scouting reports yet. This looks like the same draft class that we just had. So I'll load in another draft class. I didn't know it was going to be the same draft class that I had. So I'll load in another draft class for us, and then hopefully there's a point guard and a power forward in there that we can possibly draft for next season, because I think we got 2 more first-round picks next season. Let me check on future draft picks. Yes, we have 2 first-round picks from the Rockets and from our pick, so that's going to be interesting. So that's going to be in the next episode, though. Well, that won't be in the next episode. That'll be in the future, because in the next episode, we will play our first home game of the season against the Chicago Bulls and see how these rookies are playing, and then we'll simulate some games, and we'll play. It'll be a little bit slower. It won't be as fast as last season went, because you want to see how this team develops and stuff. So thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. Make sure to smash that like button and the notification bell and the subscription button as well. Join the Juice Club, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya!